Well, hello internets, here we are. A shopping trip, a success. I had this in conjunction planned with picking up the Webasto out of Edmonton, Alberta. However, Edmonton, Alberta was far harder to deal with at the Cummins dealer than Calgary, Alberta was. Even though Edmonton, Alberta had the stock on hand and Calgary didn't, Edmonton didn't seem to want to help me, order it for me, or even my business, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad day. The guy was having a bad day. Maybe he had enough people calling around, tire kickers, that he didn't think I was serious and all that stuff. I hesitated for probably 3 weeks to a month after getting shut down by Edmonton, and struck out many other areas, including my hometown, obviously the first place you try, at the semi-dealers, and wasn't expecting them to have a gas one, but hey, you never know, maybe they had connections, right? Amazon was a strikeout. Other online sources were either way too expensive or a strikeout. So yeah, that's why I came here. And while I was in Edmonton, I was going to do shopping for my clothes and kind of get two stones birded at once. But I ended up here in Calgary because really it was only, what, an hour and a half drive from Drumheller. Sort of drove in one giant loop. Circle, if you want to say, or ziggy-zaggy oval, if you really want to say. I got one more stop to do in Calgary. I don't really have to do it, but it's sort of on my mind, planning out for the future. And once that stop is done, I think we're pretty much business concluded in Calgary for now. Budget-wise, I probably should stop. Sightseeing-wise, I'd like to keep going, but we can always visit those sites in the summertime or in the early spring when I've recuperated from this road trip and recovered a bit budget-wise. So one more stop and well, then we're out of Calgary. Well, hello internets, here we are. A little bit of a change of plans. I am tired. I am needing to be at home, or at least stopped for the day. I don't feel like buying another motel room, and it's way too early in the day to stop. We are about better part of 5.5 or so, maybe even 6 hours from home. If I drove non-stop, it'll be the better part of 7 to 7:30 p.m. by the time I get there, which will be right about right. However, we're going to drive about 2.5 hours to a place where I want to go and have a little bit of a bite to eat. Film the local town, buy some souvenirs, and then we will head home from there. So I guess once again, I'll throw you on the old dash camera, and hopefully the GPS doesn't take me on a wild goose chase like it was doing. You know, turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right, and pretty soon you've double turned left and you're back where you started. It's like frustrating. So I'm going to try to edit out the footage, try to make the best of the jumbled mess to something coherent there. I can always phone down or do it the hard way, the expensive way, and just buy a whole new one, but that'll be pricey. Or I can just do without the way that I've done it for years. So I guess it'll be what it is, and I guess we'll see y'all from the other end.